9 days ago, guys, I told you to watch out for the market open today, January 29th, because guess what? I was telling you that there's going to be market peak momentum on NVIDIA. Here's a screenshot right from my YouTube video on January 20th, 9 days ago. You can see this orange marker. Well, what happened with this orange marker? Well, you guys can see that it printed exactly. It printed exactly. Here's that big drop off. We've got that orange marker. Here's the log. Here is the log. Peak momentum, January 29, 1344 hours, which was just before market close. And I told you guys, I said, watch for this before market close. We're going to see peak momentum on this date because Chart Forecaster is predicting it. And that's exactly what happened. 9 days out, we nailed this thing down to the hour, thanks to chartforecaster.com. Now, there's an incredible opportunity, one that you need to really hone in on. And you need to follow this channel if you want to be making pro predictions like this. I don't think that there's anybody else out there doing this type of high-level technical analysis and predictions. So in this video that I did 9 days ago, guys, I was predicting that we'd see this harmonic pattern deliver the price somewhere up into this red box area. And here's the 29th, way out, way out. So the 29th, you guys can see, I did put a little trend line up. Boom, 29th, 1300 hours. Well, it was actually 1345, but we were trading on a 1 hour chart. So these are the moments in time that I was really watching for. And I knew that this was a momentum peak area. And that's exactly what happened, guys. We caught an excellent ride up. We knew exactly when the markets were peaking out. And now we know there's a couple more dates here in the future telling us to watch out for reversals, market lows, or market highs. Now, if I had to guess, the price action looks a little salty right now on NVIDIA. I don't think it's going to go down too much, but you never know. I think that there could also be an argument to be made that there might have been even some sort of a rising wedge here, something of that nature. And I think that the average trader would agree that this was a very weak rising wedge style pattern. We can see the price swinging wildly, and then it goes into a squeeze pattern. Now, the next date that we need to be on top of, and this is why you guys need to subscribe, February the 2nd. Why February the 2nd? Why Monday's open? Well, because on February 1st, 2200 hours UTC time, all UTC time, guys. This chart's UTC. This chart was UTC. This is UTC time, so it's very important that you do the math. And you know what? I might put in some sort of calculator up here that converts it to all the world's different times to make it easy for people trading locally. But it's calling for reversal points, a double reversal zone confirmation. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with this date, February 2nd, UTC. So, I mean, it is what it is. If a prediction date and time lands when the markets are closed, we got to look for that prediction before the prior close or at the start of the next trading day. So I'm assuming that this thing's not going to cool off the rest of the week. People are going to get scared out of their positions, things like that. And we might just simply see a little bit of a drop down like we already have. And we might see some sort of squeeze happen, some sort of flag happen. And we might see NVIDIA drop a little bit lower. And because February 5th is a momentum, bearish or bullish momentum starting point in time. So February 5th might be the date and time to get in on this. And furthermore, you could argue that if this did play out like this, we'd see a nice corrective wave down into possibly the 5th. Now, I do want to share something with you. And I'm kind of uncertain if this harmonic pattern is going to play out, but there is a harmonic pattern present here. Now, the only thing that gives me the heebie-jeebies is this little extension here. But technically, this isn't invalidated quite yet because this wick didn't go quite above point C. It's just barely under it. So I'm on the lookout to see if we see this little rising wedge strip the price back down to around 172, which is not that big of a deal. It's a 7-8% drop from the current prices. Yeah, NVIDIA does this all the time. Here's a recent example from December. It dropped 10%, 11%, guys. Another example, from January 5th down to January 20th, another 8%. So if it did it again, I'm not really going to lose too much sleep over it, but that might be a good point where I'm going to start paying attention to NVIDIA, because I'm going to be looking for patterns forming like this, like an ascending, a falling wedge, or maybe some sort of ascending triangle where we see the price maybe level out, let's just say down here, and then maybe we see the price do one of these things and then boom, fly up. There's so much, but I'm not trading NVIDIA right now. Not until I know what the next move is. I can predict a couple reversals here and there, but I need some patterns, guys. I need some hardcore patterns. And that is my video on NVIDIA. Peace.